Hey folks, just got off the phone with an interesting lady, Michelle Botelho, running against George Logan for the Republican nomination for a congressional seat. Now, let's be fair. This is George Logan's write-up. Let's put it on screen. Let's go to it. There he is, speaking. Thank you, Mark Paznikas. I don't know that person. George Logan, a Republican who twice run state Senate elections in a Democratic district before losing in 2020, will test whether he can replicate his success on a bigger stage to become the first Connecticut GOP candidate to win a congressional race in 16 years. Logan, 52, the only black member of the Senate GOP caucus during his tenure, opened a campaign to unseat U.S. Rep. Jahana Hayes in the 5th District. Wonderful. Thank you, George. Spoke to George yesterday twice. We need to keep in touch with all these candidates. Now, let's switch screens. You watching? Okay. Another great, fresh breath of air. Michelle of Danbury, seeking a nomination to run against two-term Democrat U.S. Rep. Jahana Hayes. So, these are the Republicans going against Jahana Hayes, who's in the squad, folks. She's in the squad. She works with Himes. She's in the Progressive Caucus. And this is Michelle, age 51, mother of 2 college kids, who's a paralegal and a tutor in the Danbury Public Schools. Well, thank you for stepping up. Wow. We've got George right here. He did a speech. You should watch it. It's on this page. He did a discussion about George Floyd. And really, I want to welcome her, help her in any way, help him in any way, and hope that Connecticut can get one of these 2 people elected. So let the games begin. Anyone who wants my help will get it. I already talked to her. She's lovely. I spoke to George. So we all know who Jahana Hayes is. Jahana Hayes is as bad as AOC, is as bad as the squad member from Boston. If I don't say their names, Presley, okay, I said it, Presley. Presley's a nightmare, okay? Ilhan Omar. I have videos of Americans being shot in Afghanistan. They're lining them up. Not Americans. They are American sympathizers, patriots, betrayed by our Jim Himes. Yes, our Senator Murphy. They're lining them up and shooting them in the back of the head. One after the next, one after the next. Can't share the video, but I can talk about it. So, please, write her a check. Write George a check. Write me a check. Small check. Follow the campaign. Talk about it. George and Michelle are running for a congressional seat which hasn't been won in 16 years in Connecticut. Why? Because they gotta stop the steal, Will Haskell. And we gotta stop Will Haskell. being groomed by Blumenthal and his cronies to be president of the United States at a young age. I think he's 25. He was the youngest senator, now going to law school. Who's going to fill that seat? That's the most important seat to be captured. That is the most important Senate seat in Connecticut to be captured. Who's going to step up? Well, I'll help. I'll knock doors. I knocked doors for Fazio. Oh yeah. Didn't see our chairman there. Did see Mr. Stefanowski knocking doors for Fazio. It made a difference, folks. It made a huge difference. I knocked on many Trump supporters' doors in Greenwich. Many. They called the other Trump supporters they knew. We met in the street. They said, "Johnny, go here. I'll go with you. Look at the Trump sticker on his car. Oh yeah. Hi, come on out. I just want to talk for a minute about you voting for Fazio." "Oh, is he a Trump supporter?" I said, "No, but I am." They said, "I'll do it for you." I said, "Great. How'd he win that seat?" The hard way. We have Trump supporters on this hand, and we have never Trumpers throughout the Republican Party in Connecticut. So much so that when in the 2020 election, I went to Columbus Magnet School and I got 6 phone calls from the GOP. Take the Trump signs down. That's what they said. Well, I took them down at 5:30. They were up from 9 a.m. to 5:30. And guess what happened? Our state rep ran up with Black Lives Matter in the street. They were chanting F Trump at Columbus Magnet School in Norwalk. They had signs, F Trump. What happened? I had a blind woman with me, volunteer for the day, a Trump supporter, who's a Democrat, I might add. And those 3 Black Lives Matter ladies assaulted her, pushed her up against a fence. What happened to the Sikh complaint I filed? What happened to the police report we can't get from the Norwalk Police Department? Guess what, folks? When they're chanting F Trump and he's the sitting U.S. president, framed by Jim Himes, my congressman, and we have comments from our Senate Majority Leader Bob Duff that every Trump supporter is a racist. Really? My kids are 1/4 Spanish. What are you talking about, Bob? What about that spitting incident? What about the campaign contributions you received from Robinson and Cole while you put a prison on my street? Because my neighbor, fire trees at 17 Quintard Avenue, folks. At 19 Quintard Avenue, Jimmy was killed, found murdered in his car. He lives next to Fire Tree, the prison that Bob Duff opened without permits. No permits of any kind. 6 times Robinson and Cole told the judge that. I have the permit, liar, liar, pants on fire. Yeah, dated May 18th, 2018. I have the permit. You're a liar, okay? Yes, you are. And you got bribed to open a prison with no permits. Zoning falsified their affidavit. Oh, I have that too. The mayor lied in his affidavit. Oh, yes, he did. And Kohalik, chief of police, is on the board of Fire Tree, or was at the time. So, who are the inmates coming in and out of the prison that has no permits? Oh, well, when you read their garbage, you would know. Have a great day. I wanted to introduce Michelle, who sounds like a real class act, all about the parents' rights, parental rights, all about education, all about taking care of the elderly, All about veterans? All about the right stuff. All about the right stuff. Can George keep her from winning against Johanna Hayes? We'll see. I like them both. It's a tough decision. Who's going to write more checks? Who's going to learn about the candidates? You should. You should. Why? Because Johanna Hayes has to go. We don't need another squad member who's supporting Palestinians, Iraqis, Iranians, ISIS-K, Afghanistan, and Shiite. What about the Uyghurs, folks? Who's talking about the Uyghurs? Well, not Blumenthal, my opponent. He has Chinese malls with Chinese nationals working at them in his partnership. So his tax return will contain profits from Chinese nationals. Did I ask for his tax returns? I don't want them. He's a billionaire. He's not worth $100 million. He owns the Empire State Building. His wife's a billionaire. His brother-in-law is a billionaire. Hold on a second. Doesn't he own the Empire State Building? Yes, he does. Did he own the Gateway Financial Plaza? Does he own the World Trade Center? Oh, we need to get back to basics, because I'll say one thing. If the Democrats don't like white supremacy, he's white, my opponent. He's a billionaire. Yeah. He's on the Senate Judiciary. If that isn't a white supremacist, I don't know what is. Have a great day. It's a snow day. Flynn 2022. Have you told 10 friends about the campaign? Have you written a $5 check? I'm not asking for too much. I only invested about $30,000 so far. But we have over 30 volunteers now, and we need about 900. So we're not there, folks. Can we get 30 per day? I doubt it. Can we get 30 checks per day? I doubt it. For now. But we do have 4 events in January. We're going to CPAC. We're having a Mohegan Sun event in March. Are you signing up through Eventbrite? You should. It's important. Why? Because we're going to invite George Logan. I invited George Logan. I invited Michelle to our Mohegan Sun March event. Are you coming? Are you writing a check? Are you bringing your checkbook? Are you going to sign up for these candidates to knock doors? Oh, if you don't, the 50-50 split in the Senate will ruin America with Kamala Harris as the deciding vote. And you let it happen on your watch, asleep at the wheel. You got to stop the stolen valor steal.